this course is Gender 222. It's brand new. It's just started this spring. This spring has been the first time it's ever been taught on this campus, currently. So transferring it to an online course, I haven't had a whole lot of practice figuring out what works in the classrooms to make it work on online. So it's been interesting to do that. One of the things I like best about teaching an online class, one of the things I think makes it easier is to keep it clean and simple. And I've actually recruited some of my former students who have done a lot of online work and had them send me emails at the end of their online semesters with what they liked, what they didn't like. And some of them have remembered to send me the email at the end of the semester, and some have not. Some of the things they said, clean, simple, easy to access, also being able to work ahead. They really like that option, and I think especially in the summertime that can be really important for, I don't know how many of you have ever taught online in the summer, but that student that's like, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, is that going to be a problem? So it is a problem, but I do try to set it up so that they can get their stuff done ahead of time. So this is what the student's going to see. I just have them go straight into course materials, no home page, no announcement page. The announcements will show up on their regular when you open up Blackboard in general. So here they're going to see a welcome message that, interestingly enough, says read here first. And then VoiceThread instructions, because I am going to ask them to do video blogs because it's a body art course, so I want them to see each other. In my experience teaching online, if students have a face to put with things, they tend to recognize you as a human being. I've had students before, I've taught English 201 online, which is Comp 2, and students who never saw my face, not necessarily that they were rude, but they wouldn't have talked to me in an email the same way if they knew who I was. So I do want them to have VoiceThread, and because it's a body art class, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, and I want them to see each other so that I think hopefully it's easier for them to be more respectful and remember that there's somebody on the other side of that. So VoiceThread instructions, read second. Thank you, Alex, by the way, for all of the instructions and all of the help with the video blogs. I have created a couple of introductions just from me so they get used to my face. So as they open up this page, they see the welcome message, read here first, which basically says you're in an online course, make sure that you can connect online, right? VoiceThread instructions so they can get started, the blog, and then a welcome of me on VoiceThread. The syllabus, I give them actually another VoiceThread, a short rundown of the syllabus, which says, basically you've got some papers you're going to be doing. Here are my policies. All of these things count towards a semester. Don't cheat, because that offends me. That kind of stuff. But again, it's more of a, okay, she's a goofball kind of professor. And then a regular schedule where, again, here's the whole semester, the whole summer session, but then I also break it down into a weekly kind of thing. Email so that they can get each other. Instructor info I've actually found is pretty helpful so that they just have this quick, easy thing to get to. I don't put my phone number up in the summertime because I try not to be on campus unless I have to, so them calling and leaving a voicemail in my office doesn't do either one of us any good. And so the weekly schedule, and all the weeks look about the same, so I'm going to actually show you week 2 since I have an assignment there. So they have readings every week. This week will be about bodybuilding. So they've got both of those readings. There is no textbook in this course for the summer sessions. Essay 1, they've got that here. And I've also given a VoiceThread to explain the essay. So they not only get guidelines in paper, which is this, but they get a VoiceThread of me explaining it, which I have found, again, in English 201, I had a student who really had a hard time getting the assignment unless I explained it. And so my hope is that by having the VoiceThread here already, I save the students and myself some email time. And again, the readings, oh, I showed you guys that already. Here's what's interesting. Again, thank you, Alex. Uh-oh, they're there. So what Alex was kind enough to help me with were, oh no, there's a one of the readings connects with Arnold Schwarzenegger's Pumping Iron from the late 70s, when bodybuilding stopped being that, well, I don't know if Arnold makes it not that weird thing that people do, but when bodybuilding changed. So we're going to have this image, and then students are actually going to post videos of themselves, is my hope, to comment on. That's instead of blogging or discussion boards, which I have found actually works, but I'm hoping that this is a way for them to connect to each other. So they'll make voice comments about those kind of things. And so Alex found pictures, you know, to go with the readings. And it's just pictures. It's not me reading the readings because they're substantial. But this one is about female muscularity and female bodybuilders. The interesting ways that female bodybuilders still need to be feminine in the bodybuilding world. They can't actually look like Arnold. So as big as they want to get to actually win competitions, they still, interestingly enough, need to look female. Feminine. So for all of the readings for every week, there is going to be one of these videos for them to respond to. And I will let them, because I'm not sure everybody would be comfortable. Again, you mentioned, you know, you've got this range of ages. I hate myself on VoiceThread, which is why I'm not going to make you guys suffer it. So I will allow them to put up pictures or something they feel represents themselves and then just record themselves talking. I do want to hear them rather than see them type. But my hope is that this replicates that in-person classroom a little better, because right now the class is being run a lot like a seminar where we sit down, all right, so what do you guys find interesting in the readings? And we thought that this might be the best way to accomplish that task, so that they can either see each other or at least hear each other, so it's still a little personal. And then again, Essay 1, it would be due that first week, so they go in, they turn in their assignment, it shows up on Blackboard. I try to make sure that they give them the due date. I have like both the calendar ideas where it shows up. My only thing with the calendar, the only reason I haven't done it is because I already feel like this homepage is so big already. Clicking is one thing, scrolling is something else. I've found that, you know, they get too far down at the bottom and they're like, psh, not doing that. But all of the weeks look very similar to that. There's voice vlogs for all of them. Readings assignments are all posted. There'll be an exam, an essay, and again, different assignments. There will eventually be a VoiceThread, me explaining this assignment. So that's, I mean, I could talk a little longer, but I know everybody's got stuff to do, so.
Have you ever taught this class online before?
Nope.
So what is...
I mean, honestly, this spring semester, the one that we are in right now, is the first time this class is run.
So what did you change? Did you change anything?
She's taught online before.
I have taught online before,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about this particular course.
Um,
The way that you design the course or the way you set up Blackboard, what has...
I have changed a few things because in the classroom I can sit down with, if you guys were my students, be like, all right, so what do you guys think of the readings? And we can have a discussion and go off on tangents and all of that kind of fun stuff.
You want to talk about what you have changed?
Because for me, it's a body art class, and so it's about body art. It's about being able to see you, and like one of the things I hope my students take away from is that, like if I asked you guys what is body art, what would you say?
Like tattoos.
Piercing.
Right, tattoos, piercings, and that kind of stuff.
Expression of gender.
Right,
Yeah.
and so I hope to branch it out into an idea of adornment. The fact that I chose to wear glasses instead of, you know, contacts, and the way that we dress and all of that kind of stuff. So my hope is that during the course of the semester or the session that we branch out this definition of body art, body modification, into something beyond tattoos and piercings. And so I want them to be able to do that while seeing each other, right? And one of the first VoiceThreads that I have to get Alex to help me with is, what is your definition of body art? And then at the end of the session or semester, I would want to go back and revisit that. How has that changed during the course? Because that's what we've done in class now is, you know, the last paper is a research paper, and so it hopefully at that point gets to that, oh, I see that it's different. It's not just people with tattoos and piercings and facial stuff and all of that kind of thing. I want them to see that it's the way that we get up and get dressed today. You know, my colleagues were like, wow, you look a little professional today. I'm like, yes, I do. Because I don't normally, I tend to come to campus in Converse and jeans, and, my students are coming to class in pajamas, so as long as I'm not in my pajamas, I think it's all good, but, so my reasoning for a lot of this is because I want to replicate that classroom environment where they're talking to each other, so hopefully it works.
Is there any area you would like to get some feedback, or if anyone would like to suggest something?
Just a structural question. I think there's 3 separate VoiceThread things here,
Yes.
3 entries. Did you think about somehow putting those together? Like, because I see VoiceThread instructions getting started, and I see VoiceThread instructions again. I know they're for 2 different things, right? But
Right.
and you were talking about how the size of that page was almost on the verge of being uncomfortable for you.
It is actually kind of on the verge. The only reason that I haven't combined them is because I want them to read the welcome message, and then I want them to read getting the instructions done. And I'm afraid that if I put VoiceThread stuff in its own folder, that won't happen in the order that I want it to happen in. Because in order to view any of the VoiceThreads, they actually have to get started first.
Right, well, I think the welcome message could, this is, again, structural, so
Right.
Alex can.
No.
But I think the welcome message can still be first, but instead of being like 3 separate VoiceThread things, the VoiceThread could still be second, but just have all 3 of those links or files in there together.
Together.
I mean,
With
it's
one
just,
document or something.
Right.
If you want to do the
One post,
sequential learning, you may want to consider put these 3 instructions into a module, because the Blackboard module allow you to do this one first and then do the
Okay.
Obviously, they can still skip if they click on it.
Right,
But
right.
at least it's a way, to, if that's what you think is.
My goal is I want them to have as little, I want them to be able to go to the site and see it very clean, like yours was very clean. Hers was very clean. I just want them to be able to go, click on stuff and be done with it. I don't want them to have to, I already feel like with the weekly schedule that they are clicking through a few folders, and so I didn't want to do that, but I don't actually like the way that this looks, but I wanted
agree.
it to
I
be.
agree with that. I don't think I would put it somewhere else where they'd have to, where we click into it.
Right,
In my brain, this gets repetitive, right? VoiceThread instructions, VoiceThread welcome.
Right.
Like, well, I just did 2 VoiceThread things, you know what I mean?
right, and I'm not sure that I would keep the VoiceThread welcome this morning as I was panicking, trying to get ready for this afternoon. I was like, oh, let's do that real quick, and, but I might not, I might take that out and make that just a part of the syllabus so that, the syllabus overview, so that they're kind of the same thing.
There's another option which will align with the Quality Matters rubric, is you will put all the welcomes into a welcome tab or start here tab, and then you put these 3 calling VoiceThread instructions, so it makes sense, 1, 2, they're all, so in that way you kind of separate your welcome with your VoiceThread stuff.
Okay.
And that will actually be one of the area that your reviewer will look at, where do you want people to start?
Right. Well, and that's why I have, so it just opens up on a course materials, and the first thing you see is the welcome message, so that there's not a separate start here kind of thing, but.
So any other feedback?
You were talking about your email and the contacts through the summer not having your phone number.
Mhm.
You may want to consider using your Google Voice.
Oh, okay.
You can have that ring your office, you can have it ring your cell. There's all kinds of different things you can have with it.
Right.
I've recommended it, so if people don't like to give out their cell phone numbers, they can use that Google Voice, so it's not really
Right.
personal where they have your personal.
Yeah, I don't want them having my cell phone number.
So yeah, you could do that, and like,
They will
I
give you
have
a
one where it will
number.
ring my cell phone and my office phone at the same time, and whatever one I pick up.
Right. I've also used Remind.com, and so that actually now has a chat function, and so I may consider using that. But I found that Remind works really well because, it's just a quick text kind of thing, and that, so.
When you say that, I don't know what kind of phones you have, like literally in your office, because I know ours just got replaced, but like when I get a voicemail, I get an email with that voicemail.
Yes, but I don't open the voicemail, because I have to download it onto my laptop, and I'm not doing that.
Mine gets like, comes in Outlook in a file and I just open it.
Yeah, mine for whatever reason has to be downloaded and then listened to, and
That's the whole thing.
no, but if I could just listen to
Yeah.
it without actually having to download it, I absolutely would just leave it, but since I have to download it.
That's how mine works.
Yeah, we don't get our phones replaced real quick over in LA.
Well,
It's not happening.
in the past, we had basically rotary phones, like,
Yeah.
before that, like, you couldn't even make a speakerphone call, so I was excited when we got new phones.
So any other suggestion, or if there's anything you're kind of torn, you're not sure which way, then you may want to get some feedback here.
Not that I can think about right now. It's the end of the semester. It's all grading. It's all.
Okay, so how about anyone? It's all good? Well, thanks again.
Thank
This
you.
is